What's going on, guys? G Show here, Blindsided Sports, covering the Buffalo Bills as always, and we are 6-2. And what are we going to do? We're going to celebrate it. We're going to dive in on these midseason awards this year, but before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, and that bell so you know when we drop more videos and when we do our live shows. Let's get into these midseason awards. The first award we're getting into this year is the Surprise Player of the Year, and this player has been all of that, absolutely killing it and consistently killing it. And that award goes to our guy, Jordan Phillips. Since the start of week 1, Jordan Phillips has seen his snap count and his time on the field rise every single week almost. And just this past week, he took over Ed Oliver's spot as our starting defensive tackle. Jordan Phillips is leading the Buffalo Bills team in sacks with 6 on the year. Projected to finish the year with 12 sacks. That's a really good year. He's been disruptive in the run game, and he's been a great pass rusher this year, really pushing the pocket. Jordan Phillips, clear-cut Surprise Player of the Year. After last year, the Bills got him after the Dolphins cut him. What a sign of things to come for that Dolphins franchise. Absolute dumpster fire. They let a great talent like defensive tackle Jordan Phillips walk. The Bills are reaping the benefits. Love this guy. Love the energy he plays with. My favorite part about Jordan Phillips is when you go to the game, well, he gets that crowd pumped up. This picture you see right here of Jordan Phillips getting pumped up, that's what it's like every game at the Ralph. It doesn't matter if it's the Ralph or in Tennessee. He's getting the crowd going. The Bills fans are lit when Jordan Phillips is on the field, and he's showcasing his skills. This boy's going to get paid this year. He's a free agent after this year. The Bills are going to have to pay up a little bit to keep him. I hope they do. Love the energy, love the skill, love the talent. Jordan Phillips, Surprise Player of the Year. Let's go. The next award, guys, we're getting into the Rookie of the Year, and as excited as I am to see guys like Dawson Knox, Ed Oliver, Jaquan Johnson, these guys develop and show their talent over the next year or two, there's one player that's been dynamic since week 1, and he's shown his talent, and he's shown that he's got a really high ceiling, and I'm really pumped up about it. He's finally starting to get the workload that we were all hoping for him to get. Our guy, Devin Singletary. Look, on only 40 rushes this year, he's averaging 6.7 yards per carry with 2 touchdowns. And on top of that, he's our 4th leading receiver with 12 catches. He's averaging 8.6 yards per catch, and he's got a receiving touchdown on top of that. This guy has shown over and over again he could be a dynamic big playmaker and change the course of a game. Great draft pick by Brandon Bean. And I'm really looking forward to the way they're going to utilize him for the second half of the season. I love Frank Gore. I love what he means to this locker room. I love his skills, what he can still do at his older age in the NFL. But it is now the Singletary era. All right, guys, moving on. We're going to the Offensive Player of the Year. It could be a few guys. Deion Dawkins has played really well. Josh Allen has improved his game. Cole Beasley's been a really important piece of this offense, especially as of late with these last couple touchdowns he's had. But there's been one consistent great player on our offense, and that's our guy, John Brown. He's leading the team in catches and yards per play, and this is a new guy that's coming to this offense is totally taken over. He's dominated in man coverage all year, and really, the way that he finds space and the way he can get separation is phenomenal. And it's been exactly what Josh Allen's been missing. Clear cut through midseason, Offensive Player of the Year. All right, guys, moving on to the Defensive Player of the Year. This one was tough. Trey's up there, Micah Hyde's up there, Jordan Phillips. There's a lot of guys that have been really good on this defense. But when you look at what our defense has been great at this season and the reason that we're restricting other teams from scoring points, it's the entire secondary. And they're the Defensive Player of the Year. I had to give it to the group as a whole here. Our defense has had some lapses, but it's mostly against the run game. Trey White has made some big plays this year at big moments, but Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde control that defense. They dominate that backfield, and they are a huge reason why teams are unable to pass on us. We're 3rd in total yards given up a game at 296 per game, and passing yards given up per game, we're also 3rd in the NFL, 184. And points, we're 3rd in points in the NFL at 16.4 points per game. Guys, our defensive stats are really good. Obviously, you got to work on the run defense, but all in all, our defense is looking to be top 5 this year, maybe even better going into the second half. And a huge reason why is the secondary. Cannot wait to see them ball out against some tougher competition that's coming towards us here in the second half of the season. Defensive Player of the Year, the entire secondary of this Buffalo Bills team. Moving on to the last and final award here, guys, the MVP of the season, and it goes to none other than McBean. Look at these two guys have put together one hell of a team from the top all the way down to the bottom, and it's consistently growing, consistently getting better since the day they got here. Our franchise had been a mess for a long time, and Sean McDermott said it in a press conference a couple weeks ago. There's been a lot of irresponsible decisions that have been made with this Buffalo Bills franchise, and things are turning. They came in here, cleared out all the cap space issues. They got rid of all the players that wouldn't buy into the process and weren't willing to bust their ass for their teammates and their community and their franchise and their fan base. And they've started bringing in good guys, high character guys, guys that are willing to bust their ass and do what it takes to grow and develop and be as good as they can be. He broke the playoff drought with a team that they were completely flipping around. Yep, year 2, took a step back, 6-10. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Our middle linebacker and our quarterback were the 2 youngest players on our team at the 2 arguably most important positions. It was going to happen. We needed a year to step back, continue working on cap space, and continue growth for our young players. And now look at us now. Year 3, our young talent from last year has another year under their belt with the offensive and defensive coaches, the formations, the sets. They've taken it all in. We've brought in more pieces. John Brown, Cole Beasley. We've increased the offensive line. Are we great? Are we perfect? Are we where we want to be? No. But if you look at where this team is compared to 2 years ago, compared to 4, 8, 10, 15, 20 years ago, we're making fucking moves. And a big reason why is Bean and McDermott. I love what they have going on. Look at everyone's complaining about 6-2. Everyone. I see it all over the place. It drives me nuts. We've never won all the games that we should. What have we done this year? We've won every single game that we should. That's why we're 6-2, and that's what's showing you that we're taking more steps as a franchise. And I think it's going to be continued growth. I think next year is going to be better than this year. And I think the year after that is going to continue to be better until we have the success that we really want and that we desire. We want to be championship contenders. Once we get to championship contender, I think these 2 guys right here are going to make sure that it's a sustainable thing. And that's why I love these guys. The MVPs of the season go to Brandon Bean, Sean McDermott. Love what they're doing with this franchise. You guys should too. Thank you guys so much for watching. G-Show here, Blindsided Sports, covering the Buffalo Bills. We're signing off. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, all of the above. If you miss any of our live shows, it goes straight to podcasts. Blindsided Sports Podcast. Make sure you tune in. Thank you guys as always for watching. 6-2. Big game coming up here against Cleveland. I love you, motherfuckers. Blindsided Squad. Let's go. Go Bills.